Hi everyone, my name is Nicole. I'm bringing you a new yoga flow on Genesis Go. For today's class, you'll just need an open space in your home, a yoga mat if you have one available, and we'll get started. Taking a comfortable seated position to begin. Allow the shoulders to rest on top of the hips. The hands rest on top of the knees. Feel the backs of the shoulders soften down toward the mat. The front of the chest become light. Begin to deepen the breath in, feeling the sides of the waist lift and expand. As you exhale, feel the front of the body soften, and the weight settle into the sitting bones. And breathing in, finding length through the spine as the body expands. As you exhale, feel the sitting bones press down into the mat and the sides of the waist soften. One more time here, smooth breath in, feel the body lift and open. As you exhale, feel the body settle and the air release. So from here, turn the palms up, sweep the arms overhead, taking a smooth breath in. Exhale, bring the hands down toward the heart to release. And smooth breath in, both arms sweep. This time as you exhale, turn toward the right knee. Allow the hands to release on either side of the leg, turning toward the right side of the room. Think of opening up through the left side of the waist. The ribs spiral on top of one another to begin this rotation in the spine. And from here, you can either look toward the wall that you're turning in the direction of or look over the back shoulder. Stay here, take a breath in. Stay here as you exhale, twisting more deeply. Next breath in, unwind the arms, sweep back to center. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. And our other side, inhalation, arms sweep up, rolling the shoulders open. As you exhale, turning toward the left knee and then allowing the hands to fall alongside. The ribs spiral on top of one another as you turn. Spine stays tall, taking a breath in here. As you exhale, twisting more deeply. Deciding if you want to look toward the wall that you're turning in the direction of or over the back shoulder. You have one more breath here. And that right side of the waist open toward the front of the mat. Next breath in, unwind the arms, sweep back to center. Exhale, the hands come down toward the heart. All right, from here, let's come over onto hands and knees, our tabletop position. We'll start warming up the spine pretty quickly. Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, the shins go straight back. Start by looking toward the space in between your hands so the neck can be long. Spine is neutral. Now as you inhale, allow the abdomen and the chest to sink down toward the mat. Look forward, moving into your cow pose. Exhale, round the back, look toward the thighs as you reach the spine up for cat. Find a neutral spine, your flat back. Step one foot back, then the other to your plank. Lift the hips up and back for your downward facing dog. Take the feet a little bit wider. Keep the knees bent. Heels will stay lifted for these first few rounds. Head hangs down so you're looking toward the knees, maybe toward the thighs. Full cycle of breath. Smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. So the legs are already wide. Lower the knees down toward the mat, shifting forward. Knees come to the edges of the mat, big toes come together. Shift back to your child's pose, sitting back toward the heels. Allow the top of the head to release toward the mat. Front of the ribs soften, take a breath in here. Feel the body deflate as you exhale. Nice work, shift forward, hands and knees. Coming back to our foundation pose, our tabletop position, looking between the hands, starting with your neutral spine. making sure your shins are going straight back now. And then as you inhale, allowing the abdomen and the chest to sink down toward the mat, looking forward so the neck stays long. Exhale, round your back, look toward the thighs as you reach the spine up, cat pose. Good work, neutral spine, your flat back, looking between the hands, step one foot back, the other to your plank. Hips lift up and back, downward facing dog, and taking the feet a little bit wider on the mat, keeping the knees pretty bent. As you look back at the feet, make sure that your heels are going straight back. So we don't want the toes turning in, the toes turning out, heels turning in. You want to keep the heels reaching straight back from the toes. Tops of the thighs press back. One more round of breath here. And the knees are already wide. You'll shift forward, lower the knees down so they come toward the edges of the mat. You may need to shift them a bit. Big toes come to touch, heels sitting back toward the heels. Chin comes in toward the chest for your child's pose. Full cycle of breath here. Smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. Good work. Shift forward, hands and knees, tabletop. Knees come back underneath the hips. Last time like this, cat-cow pose. So as you inhale, the abdomen and the chest sink down. You're keeping the elbows straight, neck stays long. Exhale, round the back, look toward the thighs as you reach the spine up for cat. Neutral spine, flat back. You're looking between the hands as you step one foot back and the other to your plank. Hips lift up and back for downward facing dog. Now you can take your more typical stance here. Feet are hip distance, heels reach toward the back of the mat, and it's not mandatory that the legs are straight or the heels are down. Knees can stay bent, heels can stay lifted throughout the class. Looking back toward the legs, you can begin to bend one knee, reach through the opposite heel, stretching into the calf. And then switch it out, bend the other knee, reach through the opposite heel. Trying to keep your hips, your shoulders center with the mat. Move through this a few more times. So we're trying to keep any twisting out of the spine. You don't want to shift side to side. Everything's staying centered and level. And even yourself out. Come back to that downward facing dog. Then bend the knees, walk the feet to meet the hands at the top of the mat. Bend the knees further, your hands come to the shins, lengthen your spine, flat back, knees stay soft in the beginning. Fold forward on the exhale, abdomen comes to the thighs, back of the neck releases. And inhale to lengthen your flat back, walk your hands up the legs, roll the shoulders back as you rise. Take a breath in, sweep both arms up, look up. Hands come down to the heart to release. Let's start moving through our sun salutations. Breathe in, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold through the center. The hands release through the middle as you fold forward. Hands are either on the floor or the shins. Take a breath in, find your flat back. Fold forward, step back to your plank pose. Looking between the hands. You can lower the knees here, just do tabletop if your shoulders need some extra time today. Shift forward, lower all the way down toward the mat. Tops of the feet, toes point straight back, Cobra Pose. Start low, hands stay light in the beginning. Lower down on the exhale. Press up hands and knees, tabletop. Toes curl, hips lift up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe here, set that foundation. So we'll add a little bit of a calf stretch here, another revisit to the calves. You'll step your left foot to the center of your mat. You're still in your down dog. Take your right toes, hook them over the back of the left heel. You try and keep your hips as centered as you can, shoulders level. Adding that calf stretch through the back of the left leg. Then from here, inhale, reach the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Right foot steps to the hands, left knee lowers. Now we're in a low lunge. Make sure your front foot is flat, toes are going forward, hands come to the top of the thigh to help lift you. Setting that foundation, both arms sweep as you're ready. A little bit of wobbling is okay here. Working on the balance. Palms face one another and the hands can come to touch. Maybe you begin to walk your eyes up the wall in the direction of the hands to add that balance challenge. Last breath here. Lower the hands down. Come all the way down to the mat. Slide back for your plank pose. Hips lift up and back, downward facing dog. Reset your foundation. Notice the changes. And for other side, your right foot, you're in your down dog, right foot steps to the center. Left toes hook over the back of the right heel to add that calf stretch. Hips, shoulders centered, both sides of the waist are long. From here, inhale, left leg reaches up, three-legged dog. Left foot steps to the hands, right knee lowers, coming into your low lunge on this side. Your front foot is flat. Toes point forward, hands come to the top of the thigh to lift you. Finding your stability. And then both arms sweep as you're ready. Palms face one another, palms can touch. If this is a lot on the back of the shoulders, you can bring your hands more forward or even keep the hands on the top of the thigh. Find that place where you want to steady the gaze, either looking to something in front of you or walking the eyes up the wall, maybe looking toward the hands. Last breath here. Slowly lower the hands down. Bring your hands all the way down to the mat. Curl the back toes, slide to your plank pose. Hips lift up and back, downward facing dog. Take a moment, take a fresh cycle of breath. Bend the knees, walk the feet to meet the hands, top of the mat. And take a breath in here, find your flat back. Fold forward on the exhale. Breathe in, the arms sweep as you rise. Palms turn up, shoulders roll open. Hands come down to the heart to release. Alright, come in a chair pose from here. Bring the big toes to touch. A little bit of space in the heels. Bend the knees. Arms sweep around for chair. Palms face one another. Strong in the legs. Outer hips squeeze towards center. Exhale, fold. Abdomen to thighs to release. Take a breath in. Find your flat back. Step the feet back to move through your Vinyasa. Plank pose. Chaturanga all the way down to the mat. Tops of the feet for your back bend of choice, Cobra or upward facing dog. And we'll all meet back, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Reset the hands, the feet. Inhale, right leg reaches, three-legged dog. Right foot steps to the hands, left knee lowers, coming back to that lunge. Hands come to the top of the thigh to help lift the body. Take a breath in, both arms sweep. Turn the palms toward the wall in front of you. Cactus the arms, the elbows bend to the front of the chest, lifts to help open up through the front of the shoulders. Take a breath in, reach both arms up. Hands lower down to the heart. We'll come into a twist from here. Your right hand comes to the top of the thigh. Left fingertips come down to the mat. And you can walk that right foot over a little bit to help make space. You're rotating toward the right side of the mat. The left or the right arm can reach as you feel ready. You can also stay on that front thigh. Find where you need to be today. Smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. Unwind, bring both hands down to the mat, slide back to your plank pose, and move through your Vinyasa. Chaturanga all the way down. Tops of the feet in your back bend of choice. All meet back, downward facing dog. Allow the back of the neck to release as the hips lift. Breathe here. Inhale, left leg reaches, three-legged dog. Left foot steps to the hands, right knee lowers, coming to our low lunge. Hands can come to the top of the thigh to help bring you upright. Both arms sweep as you're ready. Finding length through the sides of the waist. And then turning the palms toward the wall in front of you, bend the elbows, cactus the arms so the front of the chest lift and open. Take a breath in, reach both arms up. Hands lower down to the heart, twisting toward the left side. Your left hand will come down to the mat. Left hand to the thigh, right hand to the mat. And you can walk the left foot over here as you turn toward the left side of the room. Left hand can stay on the leg or left arm can reach. Find what works in your body. Legs stay strong. Another breath here. Unwind, bring both hands down. Slide to your plank and move through your Vinyasa. Being purposeful in each motion. We'll all be back in downward facing dog. Take a moment, take a breath. Bend the knees, walk the feet to meet the hands, top of the mat. Take a breath in, find your flat back. Fold forward on the exhale. Breathe in, arms sweep as you rise, come all the way up. Hands come down to the heart to release. All right, let's come into tree pose from here. Feel free to grab a drink in between. I'm going to turn to face you for this one. Hands will be on the hips to start. Your right knee will turn out to the side. Your left foot is your foundation. Make sure that left leg stays straight as you place the right foot either on the shin. Maybe you're just touching the toes down to help with the balance. If you need to help the foot come into position, the hand can bring it up to the inner thigh. Hands can stay in front of you. Or as you feel ready, arms can reach. Be patient with yourself. A little wobbling is okay, it's what the body's supposed to do. And slowly bring everything back to center. Lower the foot down. Take a breath in here, sweep both arms up, look up. Hands come down to the heart to release. Let's do the other side. This time your right leg will be your foundation, making sure that leg stays straight as you turn the left knee out. And you can just be tapping the toes down here, and this is still tree pose. If you're reaching the arms up or keeping them in front of you, it still counts. Foot can come to the inside of the shin. You can help the foot come to the inside of the thigh. Just make sure you aren't putting any pressure on that standing knee. Hands can be in front of you, and this can be your tree pose. Arms can reach as you're ready. Take your time. Being patient and kind to your body. Nice job. Bring everything back to center. Lower the foot down. Take a breath in here. Sweep both arms up. Bring the hands down to the heart to release. All right, let's step into Warrior Two from here. Step your right foot forward. Left foot will step back on the mat. Your right knee, your right toes are pointing straight forward. Back leg is straight. You're pushing through the outside of the left foot. Arms come out beside you for Warrior Two. Looking over the front fingertips. Both legs are active and strong. Shoulders relax. From here, inhale, straighten the front leg, sweep both arms up. Exhale to bend the front knee, palms press, Warrior Two. We're do this 2 more times. Inhale, sweep the arms up, straighten the front leg. You can look up in the direction of the hands. Bend the front knee, palms press, Warrior Two. One more time here, smooth breath in, both arms sweep, that front leg straightens. Front knee bends, the palms press for your Warrior Two. Take a breath here. And then take the hands to the hips, turn both feet toward the side of the mat. Heel toe the feet back to center, and then step to the top of the mat. Take a breath in here, sweep both arms up. Interlace the fingers, tilt over toward the right side. So you're gently pulling on that left hand, either looking toward the feet or underneath the left arm. Bend the elbows, bring the shoulders upright, hands release down. Let's do the other side. Left foot will stay forward, right foot will step back. Try to remember that side stretch on this side. I tend to forget it. Left toes, left knee are pointing straight forward, back leg is straight. You're pressing through the outside of the foot. Arms will reach out beside you at shoulder height, looking over the left fingertips. Find an area of the body that can work a little less. Find an area that can work a little harder, making this even balance, even effort throughout the body. Just like we did on the other side, you'll straighten the front leg, sweep both arms up as you take a breath in. Bend the front knee, palms pressed, warrior two. And inhale, straighten front leg. You can look up toward the hands as you sweep the arms up. Bend the front knee, hands come back to shoulder height for warrior two. One more here, smooth breath in, the palms sweep up. Maybe you look up to the hands. Front knee bends, palms press to come back to your warrior two. Breathe here, feeling that strength in the legs, the body. And the hands lower down, turn both feet toward the side of the mat. Heel toe the feet back to center, and step to the top of the mat. All right, here's that side stretch. I'm going to remember, take a breath in, arms sweep up. Interlace the fingers, tilt over toward the left side. Gently pulling through that right wrist, either looking toward the feet or underneath the right arm. Bend the elbows, the shoulders come upright, hands release down. And take a breath in, both arms sweep. Exhale to fold, arms sweep back as you lower down. Take a breath in, your flat back. Step the feet back to move through your Vinyasa. You can go straight back down dog if the shoulders need a break. Take the back bend that works for you. We'll all meet back down dog. And breathe here, reset the hands, the feet. We'll flow through our warrior sequence. Take a breath in, sweep the right leg up. Step the right foot to the hands, left heel spins, warrior two, pulling the left shoulder back. Resetting the feet as you need. Arms at shoulder height. Lower the back hand, flip the right palm to reverse your warrior. Lean forward, either right elbow to the top of the thigh or right fingertips can come down to the mat. Your shoulders open toward the side of the room for extended side angle. Left arm will reach. The shoulders stack on top of one another. Feeling the stretch through the left side of the waist, still pressing through the outside of the left foot. Last breath here. Take the hand to the hips, slowly pivot, find your way to your plank, your Vinyasa to downward facing dog. Taking your back bend, smooth breath in. Hips lift up and back, head releases, down dog. Breathe here, reset. Inhale, left leg reaches, three-legged dog. Left foot will step to the hands, right heel spins, right shoulder pulls back, warrior two. You can adjust the feet as you need. Hands are at shoulder height. Lower the back hand, flip the left palm to reverse your warrior. Lean forward, left elbow either comes to the top of the thigh or hand down to the ground for extended side angle. Shoulders turn toward the side of the room, right arm will reach. So you're lengthening through the right side of the waist, still pressing through the outside of the right foot. Both legs active, you have one more breath here. Hand comes to the hip as you slowly pivot, find your way to plank, move through your Vinyasa. We're in the home stretch here. Take your time. All meet back, downward facing dog. Take a moment, take a breath. Going backwards this time, bend the knees. You can bend the elbows to walk your hands back to your feet. Take a breath in, find your flat back. Fold forward on the exhale. Breathe in, arms sweep as you rise. Come all the way up. Hands come down to the heart release. All right, let's come into pyramid pose. So you might need to step your feet forward. You'll step your right foot to the top of the mat. Left foot will stay back. And the toes are at a small angle here. You want your hips, your shoulders facing the front of the mat. Hands start on the hips. You're leaning over the top of the right thigh. Hands then come down to either the leg, the ground, or you can use a wall or a chair to help assist you in this stretch. Just going for a stretch across the back of the right leg. Make sure you aren't putting pressure in the back of the knee. You can either continue to look toward the front foot, or you can let the head release looking toward the back leg so the spine softens over the top of the right leg. Find where you need to be. Keep the breath calm and steady. Last moment here. Good job. Bend the front knee. Keep pressing into the back foot. Your hands can either come to the top of the thigh or the hips as you pull the shoulders back. Come to a standing position. Step the feet together. Take a breath in. Sweep both arms up. Hands come down to the heart to release. Let's do the other side. Left foot forward, right foot steps back. And find that positioning in the legs where your hips, your shoulders can be forward. Your left toes are pointing forward. Right foot is at a little bit of an angle. Legs not as wide as in our warrior two position. Leaning the torso over the left leg. Hands come down to the leg, to the ground, or to whatever you're using to help you get into this pose. Just making sure your hands are on something. Either look toward the front foot or let the upper body release over the leg, looking toward your back leg. Back side of the body lengthens. Front of the body softens. Keeping any pressure out of the left knee. You have one more breath here. Keep pressure in both feet. Bend your left knee. Hands either come to the top of the thigh or the hips as you pull your torso upright. Step the feet together. Take a breath here. Sweep both arms up. Exhale, the hands come down to the heart to release. Let's do our last vinyasa. Smooth breath in, the arms sweep up. Exhale to fold, arms sweep back as you lower down. Take a breath in here, find your flat back. Step the feet back to move through your last vinyasa. Staying purposeful in each movement, each transition. Breath stays calm and steady. Lean back in downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Notice the changes you've created in the body. Areas of the body are stronger, longer. Just how the mind feels. Forward, lower the knees down to the mat. We'll come to a seated position from here. Reach both legs forward. Dandasana Saddle Pose. Make sure the toes are pointing straight up. You can take the feet a little bit wider if it feels like you're rolling into the low back or you're rounding, you're fighting gravity. From here, you'll breathe in, reach both arms up. Fold forward on the exhale. The abdomen softens in the direction of the thighs. Outside of the shoulders, the elbows slide down toward the mat. You're looking toward the shins, the knees, or the thighs, the back of the neck can relax. Releasing pressure from the sides of the waist, top of the head. Slowly bring yourself back up, right? We'll bend the knees onto the back, start winding down. Gravitate before we head that way. So meet on our backs, holding onto the knees that come into the chest. Shoulders, the back of the head rest down on the mat. Lower the soles of the feet down. Knees stay bent, take the arms out wide, shoulder height. Press into the feet so you can shift onto the outside of the right hip. Both knees come over toward the right for this rotation. Chest stays open toward the ceiling. Feeling this release through the outside of the left thigh and hip. Unwind, bring things back to center. Recenter your body with the mat. Pressing into the feet, shift the hips so that you can roll onto the outside of the left hip. Chest and shoulders are open toward the ceiling. There's still a curve to the back of the neck, the jaw stays relaxed. Feeling this release to the outside of the right hip, the right thigh. Unwind, bring the legs back to center. Recenter yourself with the mat. Bring the knees back in toward the body. Coming into happy baby from here, knees come out wide, hands come to the inside of the legs to hold the front of the shins, maybe the ankles. You want to take it a little further, you can hold on to the outside of the feet. Find the version that feels best in your body today. Where can you allow the shoulders and the spine to soften? Where can you allow the outside of the hips to release? Bring the knees back to center. Reach the legs long, reach the arms overhead, take a full body stretch. Into your final Shavasana from here. The arms will come out wide. The feet roll out to the edges of the mat. The eyes move in the direction of the ceiling and the eyelids softly close. Letting go of any work in the body. Allowing yourself to rest in the stillness. Feeling how the breath moves in and out of the chest, with ease. Begin to bring your attention back into the room, bringing a small motion to the hands, feet, rolling out the wrists, the ankles, staying calm in this motion. Bending the knees so the soles of the feet come flat on the mat. And roll over onto the right side of the body, the right shoulder and the hip rest. Use the hands to press yourself upright to a seated position. Palms come to touch in front of you. Eyes stay softly closed. Noticing this change that you've created in the body and in the mind. Take a full breath in here. Feel the chest expand and lift. As you exhale, the chin nods in, the shoulders release. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your yoga practice today. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate you letting me come into your home and sharing your practice with me. If you'd like to see more yoga videos or any type of workout that you might need during this time, you can find more on the Genesis Go YouTube channel or the Genesis Facebook page. We'll have anything you might need during this time. So thank you so much for joining me today. Take care.